What's up, everybody on YouTube? I'm Owen H. Welcome to the next episode of What's It Worth? Yes, I sound nasally, but that's because I have a nasal infection, but that's not going to stop me from reviewing my one last Alien game I have in my collection, Aliens Fireteam Elite. Set in an undefined time in the Alien universe, you play as your own custom Colonial Marine on the cruiser Endeavour, hovering over LV-895, or Katanga, and it's up to you and your fire team to uncover corporate secrets in the Paula station and venture through ancient extraterrestrial structures while surviving countless swarms of xenomorphs, ranging from different genotypes, each with their own tactical advantage. Now, over the years, I have heard some negative things about Aliens Fireteam Elite, and I was like, and I did get the game anyway because, I was playing it and beating it. I can kind of see why a lot of people didn't like it. The thing is with Fireteam Elite, it's better than Colonial Marines, but it kind of carries the same sort of flaws, and I'm about to go over them. One of the biggest issues with this game is they focused too much on the graphics, and which is really good, by the way, but they focused more on that more than they focused on the experience. You get the impression like they had no idea what to do with this game, so they just threw hordes of xenomorphs at you because they're just like, well, we don't know what the story's going to be about. Now, with the game lacking a narrative, when you interact with the characters in the game, this is where Colonial Marines gets more of the brownie points than Fireteam Elite does. With Fireteam Elite, when you interact with the characters, it's just basically a voiceover reading over a narrative block while the character just stands there, no lip movement, and they just move around idling. Which I felt like, really? That's the best you can do? Thank you, Cold Iron. And the fact that the game is only split up into 4 campaigns and then they tried breaking up into 3 dragged out long parts each campaign, that to me is a bit dull. And speaking of that, this leads to my next point, which is the xenomorphs. Now, the xenomorphs and their AIs are much better than Colonial Marines, but this is where the xenomorphs become a big problem in this game. They felt like if they overload so many xenomorphs your way that you get a good Aliens experience. No. What it does is the game glitches out when you have way too many aliens crammed into one scene, and that's because the game is processing way too much information between the graphics, the interactive environments, and then of course the aliens that's just being hurled at you. The game freezes up, and then there's these little glitches where the alien wins and not you, or and then you get this really annoying whine. That's from your game processing way too much information. And actually, when I played the game, it actually did crash. And I was like, oh shit. Yeah, I can see why a lot of people weren't too happy with this game. Especially when it came to the final campaign and the final part where you have to overload the reactor and you have to destroy the hive and you come across the alien queen along the way. That level pissed me off to the max. And that was because they expect you to have all this high rank, have this high score in order to beat that part. And no lie, at the final level, I've died over 30 times because the game was processing way too much information. They give you one stupid med pack like per section of the game that's so scarce, and your AI buddies are totally useless because they're only using regular pulse rifles. You can't equip them with something stronger, and you're being taken out by Praetorians, the Crushers, the Warriors, the drones, and it's usually all at once. I've actually had 2 Praetorians at once. I'm like, come the fuck on. I mean, 1 is bad enough. I mean, it just pissed me off. And I remembered a phase where I just stopped playing the game for like a week because I was just like, I was like, you know what? I'm done. And then I went back to playing it, and after dying 30 more times, then I finally beat the level. Except it didn't occur to me that you can't fight the queen, you gotta run away from her. And it was just so irritating. So after all that was said and done, and then they left it open for more, but they didn't unlock more because you gotta go online to do it. And I just went... And I noticed that in the game, they kind of over-advertised Prometheus, like what Colonial Marines did. Except with this one, it was a little bit better. And I just, you know, if you're going to do an alien story, try not to over-advertise Prometheus. I did enjoy Prometheus. I reviewed it before. And it was like, I did enjoy it, but I kind of wished they would stop over-advertising it in later Alien products. This game is the perfect example. There's 2 parts where you're the engineer's complex, then you go inside the ship, and then you square off with the mutants. Which, it is cool, they did bring in the pathogen mutants. The xenomorph ones, you don't see them until you get to the DLC called Pathogen, which I would like to play that. I mean, it's like, I've heard some pretty good things about it. I mean, it's such a shame I probably will never play it. But if I do, cool. But you do get to see the mutants that were the human scientists that were sent in to look into it, exposed to the pathogen. When they transform, they look more like Fifield from the deleted scene version more than a zombie version from the theatrical release. Which is kind of cool, because I liked the deleted scene version a lot better than the theatrical version. So it was kind of cool that the game actually acknowledged that concept more than what was shown previously. What's pretty cool is in the game they do bring in a lot of elements both from the other games and from the expanded universe. Like they mentioned the UPP, or the Union of Progressive Peoples, which they exist in the William Gibson version of Alien 3. They bring up Seegson. They also bring up the Working Joes, which you do fight them at some point in the game from Alien Isolation, which I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, they mentioned so much. So it was like, this was kind of like an expanded universe game. So where do I rank Aliens Fireteam Elite? I'm going to have to give this a half price rating. I mean, it's better than Colonial Marines, but because of the glitches, the dragged out gameplay, and how they just keep throwing xenomorphs in your way, it kind of brought the game down, where experience-wise, it wasn't as good. But graphics-wise, it was amazing. I mean, I would love to play the online expansions, but until then... Okay, so I'm done reviewing all my Alien stuff so far. Please subscribe, please leave a comment. Until next time, I'm Owen H.